Hi Chris, my name is Lehua and I will be your writing tutor for today. So in this tutoring session, we will be focusing on your 3 requested focal topics. So we'll be looking at your main idea and your thesis, your development of your ideas and your argument within your paper, and some grammar and mechanics. So to start off, we'll be looking here at your thesis statement. So your thesis statement is this paper will illustrate how to begin your retirement process, where to fund your retirement savings, and how compound interest will help grow your savings exponentially. So after reading through your paper, I've noticed that you set your paper up to follow your exact 3-point thesis, which is a great thing. The only thing about your thesis is that it should be placed at the end of your introduction paragraph. So if your introduction paragraph is just this previous paragraph here, then you may want to attach your thesis to that paragraph, or if you were hoping to include all of this information within your paragraph, you could consider putting your thesis statement down here at the end of this paragraph and then connecting the two, if that makes sense. So other than the placement of your thesis is well written, well thought out, and gives your reader an idea of what is to come within the rest of your paper. So as far as development of ideas and arguments, I've noticed that you did very well in making sure to cite all of your information, which does increase the credibility of your paper. Citing sources just demonstrates to your reader and your professor that you've researched your topic, understand the information that you've gained from your research, and you've been able to reiterate it within your paper. So as far as the development of your ideas and the development of your argument, your paper does seem to be able to do that well. So moving on to your third focal point, grammar and mechanics, the biggest pattern that I noticed is your use of writing in first person rather than third person. In formal academic writing, you'll want to write from a third-person objective point of view, so using pronouns such as it, they, and them, rather than first-person pronouns like I, we, or us, or our. So I think beginning in your abstract, you may have used we, which is first person, so you might not you might want to just try and make that and stay away from writing in first person and more so write from a third person objective point of view. Later on in your paper, you also use you and your or us, and that's for more informal writing. For formal academic, especially business writing, you'll want to stick to the third person objective. Within our comments, I did provide an example of what a more objective sentence may sound like, so just please refer to the comments in the right-hand margin. And lastly, in regards to grammar and mechanics, I just wanted to point out your use of rhetorical questions. So, such as here in your first paragraph, the first question is, what do you plan on doing for retirement? And then in your second paragraph, you say that the second question to ask yourself is, how will you afford it? So instead of utilizing rhetorical questions, you might consider turning those questions into statements. That way, your writing will be a lot more formal. So for example, the second question to ask yourself is, how will you afford it? So to turn this into more of a statement rather than a question, maybe, secondly, individuals will need to think about how they will afford retirement. So I hope that makes sense, and that'll just increase the formal tone within your paper and really make your arguments a lot stronger. So in summary, we've discussed your main idea and your thesis, so just moving your thesis to the end of your introduction paragraph. We've also talked about the development of your ideas and your arguments, which are strong because you've included citations. And lastly, your grammar and mechanics. So your use of, moving to the use of third person pronouns rather than first person, and switching out rhetorical questions with strong factual statements. So that ends our tutoring session for today, and we hope that our suggestions help. Thank you.